We just averaged maybe 3 hours sleep.
And we even had chickens in the office.
And I just couldn't keep my drinks down, guys. And I was like, what's wrong with me?
And we really tried.
And I really tried.
Seen lots of people come and go, except for us. I'm David, been here for 20 years and ECD.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I've been here for 12 years and I'm the Ops Director.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been here for 12 years and I'm the Business Development Director.
I am V and I am the CEO and I have been here for 18 years.
And I'm Mandy. I'm co-MD. I look after the internal stuff and I've been here for 11 years.
Ryan, been with the company unofficially 15 years, but that's because I left for about 8 months. So back with the business 12 years and I'm the co-MD.
Hi, I'm Annemie. I've been here for 18 years as well and currently the HR Director. Yes, we started off in all different roles.
HR manager.
It was everything. And then client service, then traffic manager. We also had some wonderful positions before this. So yeah, we've grown. We've grown up with Penquin.
Okay, so from my memory, I'm going to go back into the time bank. So it was at Bedford View offices. I was there for a whopping 1 day. And I just remember getting up the lift. And as I got out, I saw a tattooed man with a mohawk. And it was Ryan Wallace. And I was like, what the have I got into? They had just come off the rooftop, just finished their gym set, swearing at each other. And I'm just like, Jesus, this is going to be a journey. And a journey it was.
And then what, we moved from there to Call It Drive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roadshow, then Call It Drive.
Roadshow and Call It Drive.
Roach.
Nice.
I came in and I was sent into a roadshow straight away. On day one.
Hit the ground running.
Absolutely.
Sink or swim. My highlights absolutely when I started was the fact that I was coming in to launch the Suzuki brand back into the country. And I think like why I loved the time so much was it was probably the most hectic and most stressful period of my entire existence. We just averaged maybe 3 hours sleep a night for the first 3 months while we were getting everything underway. But it ended up being the most memorable and epic and feeling so accomplished that I've ever felt at Penquin. Like I haven't regained that feeling again. There's been lots of very special moments, but the pump of that first 3 months was, undeniably the best of my career.
I think mine was one of the earlier CLPs that we had, where we had a Shebeen theme. And we even had chickens in the office, and we were even petting the chickens. It was the most epic CLP ever. I don't remember whose CLP that was. Was it ours? And then another CLP was when we did karaoke. That was also super fun.
Oh yeah, you were Joan Jets.
Yes, Joan Jets.
I remember you rocking it out.
Yeah, that CLP was when we were still kind of siloed in our teams, and that was Team Vendor. Not V. Remember when we were Team Vendor? And Mpo and Lyndon and Ane and all of them working in our team. Yeah.
Do you
So
know
that
what
was
that was? It was from that like funny. Somebody was doing an interview. I don't know if it was Gareth Cliff or whoever it was that was doing an interview with somebody, and they were asking the guy like about his culture. Like, going, are you a vendor?
Yeah.
No, I'm not a vendor.
I'm not a vendor.
Full time.
I have a job. So we became vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very cool. I think I've got a few memories, sure. So, I mean, I started in the business by working in a call center for Sony Mobile. We ran an incentive scheme for them called the Sony ICE program. And I ran the call center, which dealt with all the problems that were coming in with salespeople that weren't getting paid. It was a very interesting time and a hell of a way to learn what this industry was like. But then moving into Penquin as a business, into the client service team, I moved in 2010. So during the World Cup, when South Africa hosted the World Cup, I started working on the IBM account. And my first project with them was to set up a stadium in their offices where they were showcasing football games, as well as to take a group of 120 people to Sun City for an event where we then ended up taking those 120 people to the first game of the World Cup. So some great memories, yeah. So very cool start to my career at Penquin.
I wish mine was a little bit more memorable, but I suppose it was good in the long run. So after I started at Penquin, I found out that I was pregnant. I had to tell my very new boss and CEO at the time that I'm pregnant. So that wasn't ideal. Then same. But she was my saving grace. At least I had somebody to talk to in my very, very green Yes. My very green 9 months, every time I arrived at those offices, that smell of that coffee, everyone used to take one look at me and go, "You okay?" I'm sure I was like as white as a sheet. But in saying that, chucked right into the deep end. We did an awesome exhibition at Balma, Africa, green and all. We were there till crazy hours. We had a double story, like container vibe. That was kind of our exhibition stand. And we had a skew roof we managed to fix, and a skew floorboard, and we managed to fix that overnight. So all these challenges, we did one of the first gobos, which was awesome. Yeah, it was very cool.
So I've got lots of memories, lots of cool things. But yes, same as Nicole. So I started a little bit before Nick's. I started actually as Grant's executive PA, but then Lee at the time decided to stay on. And then I became the HR administrator with Karen, who was the temporary HR person. And within 2 days, I was technically promoted from HR administrator to you head up HR now. And I'm like, great, that's cool.
Great.
Well, then I didn't know that part yet, because Karen could only work temporary. So yes, I was probably thrown in the deep end. Had to figure things out. I literally remember opening a cupboard, and pay slips fell out, and I was like, wow, okay, there's some work to do here. But it's such a great journey. But yes, a month in, also after my first Cafe Penguin, I didn't feel great. And Cafe Penguin is the long-lasting culture, internal marketing fun thing that's part of Penguin since they really started. And I just couldn't keep my drinks down, guys. And I was like, what's wrong with me? Like, I'm not great.
And you really try.
And I really tried. And yeah, literally found out that I'm pregnant, which I did not plan at all. And the CEO at the time, Mike Bray, and Grant was our FD, were not the happiest people. But I think I've proven myself through that first couple of months to get through that. But I think one of the first things that I got initiated on being the HR person, Darren, who was the MD at the time, we had a lady, and we all have a Karen in the office that just complains about everything. And this lady really complained about everything. And we had issues with dress code at the time. And I had to speak to the guys and the girls, especially our creative team. They kind of pushed the boundaries a little bit. And the next day, Darren and the whole creative team, I think Davy was part of it, and Steph and Amber and Ryan Wallace, Mohawk, Ryan Wallace, rocked up at the office in their boxer shorts and a tie. Well, they were formal at top, boxer shorts below, and came and did a dance because I had a fishbowl type of office, and did a little dance for me and said, well, if people want to complain, we'll give them something to complain. So yeah, that was fun. That was very cool. Well, she insisted that I gave them warnings, but obviously, I mean,
But she's no
Penguin
longer
style,
with us.
why would we even do that? I just said to them, guys, as long as nothing hangs out, that's cool. So yeah, that was one of the, but there's lots of memories. V must maybe share the memory of the stolen sign in essence, because that was one of my first experiences as the HR person as well, where I got phoned because half the office were missing and no one knew where they were. But then I think V must share the rest of that story.
We'd had probably one of the hardest days, myself and Darren, like working on the Suzuki account. It was just deadline after deadline after deadline after, like by the end of the day, him and I were sitting on the office floor, all miserable, not knowing what to do with ourselves, because it's just been one of those. And then our client from Suzuki, Charles Grobler, sent Darren some GPS coordinates and said, just before you hit Pongola, there's a huge sign on the side of the road that says Penquin. I dare you to go fetch it. Darren looked at me and he was like, you want to go to Pongola? I was like, yeah, all right. We gathered together a crowd of about 5 or 6 of us, and we left at 3 a.m, same day. Didn't tell anybody we were going, and we drove to Pongola. Wendy was part of that, Nick's sister. Yeah, we drove to Pongola to go steal a road sign, and I'm sure I'm going to get arrested for not admitting to it.
You just lent it.
We borrowed it.
You'll get it back.
And it was a hell of an adventure, because, we were all exhausted by the time we got there. And once we were there, we realized we didn't actually have the right equipment to take the thing. It was like attached to these massive gum poles and screwed in. And So we kind of gave up and went for breakfast in Pongola at the Wimpy, and we were all sitting there now miserable that our mission had failed. And I think it was Wendy who was like, no, guys, we need to pull ourselves together. We are not leaving this place without that sign. Let's find a hardware store, go get the equipment. So then there we went to go get a hacksaw and like screwdrivers, and went back to the site, got the thing down, strapped it to the back of a trailer, and raced our asses out of there. Me and Wendy were on police duty in case somebody came and arrested us. It was, it was a hell of an adventure. And then I think Darren missed a board meeting even. So we were all in massive shit when we got back for not telling anyone where we went. But we had a trophy, so they couldn't be upset for it. Yeah, we were like, but look what we got. So, yeah.
Statutes of limitations is passed, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So that's the story.
Well, she's going to challenge us to go and fetch a son. So
Yeah. They've re-erected it. Yeah. There's a new one.
Yeah, I was kind of like started, and it was rainy. I just got off the ark, walked into the office. Now, I ended up doing freelance work. So I was freelancing for Darren and Mark. I think about 2 or 3 years. And eventually they just said, I'm doing too much freelance work. I might as well just come join them. And well, that's what happened. We landed up in the first little house in Bedford View. And it was one of those things where we have a tradition at Cafe Penquin where we go that the new person has to get drinks for everybody and serve and help everyone. It was quite nice because I think there were 2 people other than myself. So I didn't really have to do much. And I just had a cooler box and just passed it to the person. And so, yeah, I've been around for quite a long time. Seen lots of people come and go, except for us. Yeah. I didn't realize 18 and 18, 20.
When I came for my interview at Penquin, I thought I was having the interview with you for whatever reason. So I made the reception, called Dave DeBell, and then I was like, I'm here for the interview. You were like, no. Yeah. I don't know you. It's like, what you do, Dave? Come on, we're from the Vale. Everyone knows everyone. Then you were like, maybe Darren? Oh, yeah, it could be that guy. Call him.
One of the other memories when Clive was one of the other Clive, I'm just thinking about it now, when those old offices in Bedford View with the phone that you could do an intercom.
Oh, yeah.
And Clive had figured out, on Fridays, we still used to work quite late, but he had figured out how to do the intercom system. And then he would organize, and he would, David, please come to the finance department. And I used to run there quickly because it generally meant he had beers for me.
Well, thanks to them, we managed to have the Penquin we have today. Yeah. So I think a key memory for me is when Veronica got the opportunity to take Penquin over. Initially, we would have been sold, I think, to another possible agency. And V said, that is not going to happen. We have not worked this hard and invested this much time to just be, I guess, taken over. And I think for me, the greatest thing, we've always been able to do our thing and manage our teams and grow, but the most growth for me happened when V took over, and she gave us the opportunity to really run with our teams and be part of the executive team and build the business that we have today. So yes, that's definitely one of my best memories, and I will be forever grateful for that opportunity.
So my memory of that time is that I had resigned to immigrate to New Zealand. And then there were retrenchments. And then I was retrenched in my resignation period. And then I was asked to freelance. So I went from resigning to being retrenched to freelancing to becoming a member of the exec team. Thanks, V.
So technically, then you've also had a little gap in between us.
No.
So you also can't claim to have been here for that.
I was there the whole time.
No.
I was a freelancer.
You resigned and were retrenched. And
I was just terminated on payroll and invoiced.
I didn't even have to create a new profile for you, man.
Does she still have the same employee number?
She does.
Yeah. So the joke about falling pregnant so soon after starting was every time my anniversary, it was a celebration. It was like, fell pregnant again at Penquin. It was a standing joke.
See?
To the next 25 years.
25.
Cheers.
Cheers.